Burke. Here's a look at her sister, Anna, and the rest of her family. 10 years ago, we lost an icon. Sarah Burke was one of the most decorated female freeskiers of all time. With 4 X Games gold medals to her name, she not only made a mark for herself, but inspired a generation of athletes to follow in her footsteps. Sarah was a tireless advocate for skiing, lobbying for our sports inclusion on the world's biggest stages. We wouldn't be here today without Sarah's passion, her fearlessness, her strength, and her charisma. If there's one thing I know for sure, it's that a light will not go out if it lights 1,000 more. And tonight, we will witness Sarah's light continuing to shine through these athletes as the women take to the pipe. So before we begin, let's take a moment of silence to honor the life and legacy of Sarah Burke.
Beautiful tribute, Jen, to a legend whose influence, legacy, and spirit can still be felt and will shine through tonight in this women's Ski SuperPipe event. And you can see the fans are back here in 2022. It's a packed house, and we are happy to have the fans back as we get set to kick this thing off. It is a field of 8 in women's ski pipe. It's a 30-minute jam session with the judges looking for overall impression in that time frame. We talked about Kelly Silderud, but there's 7 other competitors in the field that are going to battle that out here tonight. Talk about some of your other standouts, Jen.
Oh man, well, I would be remiss to not mention Hannah Fallhaver. She is an Aspen local, goes absolutely massive in the half pipe, and I'm so excited to watch her throw down tonight.
We've got 2 other former pipe medalists in the field with Annalisa Drew and Brita Sigourney, as well as 3 X Games rookies, that being Hannah Fallhaver, Dylan Glenny, and Svea Irving. But we started off with Annalisa Drew.
Annalisa, a long-time X Games competitor, one of my former teammates, starting out with a nice straight air there into the left 900. The alley-oop flat spin 5, getting it around, landing in a nice spot. We really want to see these athletes landing high on the wall. That's what helps them carry their speed into the next hits. And capping things off with a 720. Really solid first run for Anna.
Well, I mentioned her being one of the former medalists. She has a bronze from X Games Aspen in 2016. As we take another look at her first outing.
Here's a look at that left side 900, getting nice and corked, no grab. So we want to see style, we want to see grabs, we want to see smooth execution. So Anna's checking a lot of boxes, but is going to have to figure out the grabs in order to get the most out of these judges' scores. And here is that 720 at the end of the run, a really solid first run.
So again, it's a 30-minute jam session. You're not going to see scores as we roll through this. It's a live ranking, if you will. So as I mentioned before, the judges are looking for an overall impression. So you won't see numbers, but you will see the names shifting around on that leaderboard as we roll through competition. One of our 3 X Games rookies that we talked about, Svea Irving from Winter Park, Colorado. She's sister to fellow X Games competitor Burke Irving, who was also competing in SuperPipe this weekend.
Absolutely, skiing is a large part of this family. Nice 540 right off the bat there. Good amplitude, getting a Japan crab. There's the alley-oop 360 coming in switch 360, and then spinning to the right, showing that she has the ability to spin in both directions and whipping the 900 around. Let's see how she finishes out this run with the 720. That was a solid run from Svea. And man, coming in as a rookie to put that down under the lights in front of this crowd. Well done, Svea. Here we go. That's a look at the alley-oop 360. And even though that is a smaller rotational trick, the alley-oop can be so challenging, and she did that so nicely. Got the mute grab in there And here is a look at that cork 900 at the end, reaching down for the safety grab there, touches it for a moment, but manages to land clean, and then finishes things off with this right side 720. Kind of working to get it around, so it's not going to be as high as she could score on that, but again, first run, great start.
Yeah, you're the second competitor in your first ever X Games, so the pressure's definitely got to be on, so a nice way to start off your X Games career. Speaking of rookies, we bring in another one here. This is Dylan Glenny.
Dylan Glenny has remarked that being invited to X Games is so far the highlight of her career. Nailing the cork 900 there into the air to fakie. The down the pipe switch right side 360. A nice 540 there, losing a little bit of amplitude as she works her way down the pipe, not landing quite as high on the wall, but finishing out again with that 720 to the right.
Well, check out the height right there. The highest hit for her out of the 6 was 12 feet 4 inches. This pipe is 575 feet from top to bottom, by the way, with 22-foot high walls.
And there is that first cork 900, the right side 900. Really nicely done.
Well, the rookies are holding their own here in the opening round of competition, so Dylan finds herself in that top spot as of right now, with Svea Irving in that #2 position. Again, no scores as we go through this. You'll just see the names jumping around that leaderboard. It is a live ranking, and again, the key is overall impression as we bring in Park City, Utah's Zoe Atkin.
You could see Zoe visualizing her run before dropping in. Such a huge part of athletes' runs when they get to this level. Beautiful 540, massive mute grab starting out. The back-to-back right side 540 with the tail grab. Pretty consistent with her amplitude so far. And there's that alley-oop 360 into the switch cork 7. Not able to bring that around to her feet, but that's the makings of a really great run.
And that's really the first hiccup we've seen here in this opening round. She just missed the podium last year here in SuperPipe. She had to settle for 4th place. Taking a look at Devin Logan. X Games Aspen this year is her 12th X Games appearance. She has 1 silver and 1 bronze medal in her X Games career, but those are both from slopestyles. She's never medaled in pipe.
Yeah, Devin learned a 900 a couple years ago that really allowed her to become a contender. There's that 900 right there in the pipe again, and there is the right side 540. So again, showing the variety of being able to spin to the left. There's the 720. And the switch alley-oop 540 to finish out the run. Pretty solid from Devin. She's looking strong.
She got a slopestyle silver here in 2012. She's also has a bronze from Norway in 2017.
And there's a look at that 720, reaching back for the tail grab, and then setting up for this switch alley-oop 540. She looks pretty happy.
She should be. That puts her in that top spot right now. So Devin Logan puts herself in the #1 position. A little over 5 minutes down, 23.5, give or take, left to go here. This is the opening round in this jam session. Right now, we welcome in Carmel, California's Brita Sigourney. She is a 4-time X Games SuperPipe medalist. She's got silver from 2011 and 2018 and a bronze from 2012 and 2015.
She's still looking to add a gold to the repertoire and starting out with a massive cork 900 into her signature alley-oop mute grab. Here is the cork 720. And opting just for a switch air right there. Looks like she landed a little bit heavy on that 7. Didn't like how she was set up for that next trick. So Brita is gonna look to her next run to get on the up, and she forgot to buckle her boots.
Well, in addition to her X Games medal count that we told you about at the top of the run, she's also got a bronze medal at the 2018 Winter Olympics in a halfpipe.
Brita was looking solid there.
We'll look to see more of her in round #2. Hannah Fallhaver, 17 years young, the 3rd of our X Games rookies. from Basalt, just down the road, there is the Fallhaver family rolling deep out here in the corral area.
All right, look for the amplitude out of this young woman. Boosting, throwing it back to Candide with a 16-foot tail grab. Back-to-back flares, both over 10 feet tall. There is the cork 7 mute grab into the switch down the pipe 360, getting the Japan grab in and closing it out with a 900. Yes, Hannah, she came to play.
What a run that was. Now, that massive air she had, look at the average overall. She maintained the height throughout the entirety of that run. That was huge.
I was crying earlier talking about Sarah, and I'm crying again watching Hannah ski because it is just absolutely incredible. There's a look at that tail grab. I know this is a straight air, but I could watch that girl do that trick all day long. And here is that massive left side flare into the other way flare. Both of those were over 10 feet out of the pipe.
So there you go. The rookie finds herself in the top spot. So it's Hannah Fallhaver, Devin Logan, and Dylan Glenny. Your 1, 2, 3 as of right now. Still lots of time left to go, and we still have our final skier in the run order before we go back up to the top of the order and do it again. But man, how about that height? Over 16 feet on that one hit. That was a huge run right there from Hannah Fallhaver. So Kelly Silderud, we talked about her at the top of the show. She's chasing a record out here tonight. Most X Games medal as teenagers. She's tied with Shaun White and Nyjah Huston at 9. So if she medals any medal here tonight in pipe, not to mention she's also competing in slopestyle later on the week, she can surpass both of those guys and claim that title tonight.
Such an incredible athlete to have your name among talents such as Shaun White and Nyjah Huston. Right side 540 to the left side 900. Into the alley-oop 540 tail grab. The other way, alley-oop 540 tail grab. And the left 7 and her switch 540, squeezing one more in there, the other way switch 540. So her run, very different approach than Hannah. Does not have the amplitude, has a lot of technicality. The one other thing where Hannah kind of has an advantage is that she spins on multiple different axes. She goes completely inverted with her flares and then gets nice and corked with some of her spins. Kelly, mostly in an upright rotational position, though pretty flawlessly executed. Still a really great run from Kelly.
She's chasing another record as well. If she can get a gold, she will tie Shaun White and Nyjah Huston for most golds by a teenager at 6. So she puts herself in that top spot. We've gone through one round of runs. We still have 20 minutes left to go on the clock. It's Kelly Silderud sitting in the top spot, followed by Hannah Fallhaver and Devin Logan. However, the battle is far from over. We'll have more when we come back to X Games Aspen.
Have you ever wanted to come out to X Games Aspen and experience it live? Well, now is your chance. From wherever you are, all you need to do is download the 5G-enabled X Games Aspen app. This is honestly the most innovative viewing experience from anywhere. Download the app. You can be your own director, switch from 360 to 180 camera views, and AR portal experiences. Honestly, this is the coolest way to experience X Games Aspen from anywhere. Get closer to the action. Download the app. Verizon's got your back.
Yeah, if you can't be here, it's really the best way to experience the action. I have not downloaded it yet. That's on the docket for tonight. Have you, Jen?
I have not yet either, but I guess I need to.
But back to the task at hand. Look at that rowdy crowd. We didn't have fans last year, obviously due to the pandemic, but we are happy to have them back and cheering on the athletes here at Aspen in 2022. We are back up to the top of the start order here. At the end of the round, it was Kelly Silderoo who jumped up to that top spot. It's Hannah Fallhaver who had that monster run, the rookie, one of the 3 rookies in the field who sits in that #2 position, and the veteran Devin Logan in that #3 spot as we start it all over again and bring back in Annalisa Drew.
See if Anna is going to step things up from her first run into that Cork 900. Anna is known for her spinning. She is the first woman to land a 1260 in a half pipe. Was, I don't believe, ever able to do it in competition, but it's pretty incredible feat. 3.5 rotations in a half pipe is no joke.
So she was in 6th place overall pre-run. Again, there is no scoring here. It's just a live ranking. So you'll see the names shift around on the leaderboard, but no numbers. So it's overall impression in that 30-minute jam session. So the judge is not looking for one big run. It's the overall scope. So we'll see how this unfolds once we get into rounds 2, 3, and possibly 4 if we have enough time on the clock. Bring back in Svea Irving. She sits just 2 spots out of the podium right now. One of our 3 rookies in the field. She attends the University of Colorado Boulder. She's a sophomore there studying strategic communications.
That is a good life skill to have. Svea had a solid first run. 540 Japan grab into the alley-oop 360. Losing some amplitude here in the middle of her run. She's going to have to work to get that back if she wants to up her score and up her positioning. Doesn't look like it's going to happen on this run, so she will wait for the 3rd and final run to see if she can bump up from that 5th place position.
We'll definitely get 3. We'll see if they get into 4. If we do run out of time on the clock and we're in the middle of the run order, they do finish out the run order so everybody gets the same amount of runs, but we'll see. Clock management not an issue as of now, but once we get at round 3, we will see that unfold for sure.
And one thing to note, even though they're not posting scores, it is still the best run that is going to determine your position out here today. So when you see these leaderboards, athletes can only move up. They're not going to move down following a run. And there is that Cork right side 900 into the air to fakie, a seemingly simple but highly technical trick, into the switch right down the pipe 7, left side 540, right side 720. So adding some technicality there with the switch right 7.
We'll see if this bumps Dylan Glenny up. She was in the top 3 earlier. She's just outside of podium contention right now, sitting in that #4 spot.
There's a look at that switch right 7. Took off a little bit early, but brought it around still. That is one of the more technical tricks that we're seeing out here tonight, taking off backwards and then rotating 2 full times and then into a nice left side 540.
So as of right now, it's still Silderoo, Fallhaver, Logan, your 1, 2, 3. We are under 17 minutes to go. So looks like Dylan is not going to bump up her placing, so she's still going to be just knocking on the door of podium contention as of right now. As we welcome back in Park City, Utah's Zoe Atkin, making her 3rd X Games appearance here.
Zoe had the makings of a great run last time, so let's see if she can get it done here in run #2. aggressive 540, sliding the mute grab to the very tip of that ski. Nice tail grab there. And the alley-oop 360. There's the switch 720 that gave her trouble last time. Able to pull it off, shoot! Now the alley-oop flat spin 540. She's got one more to put it all together.
Possibly two. We'll have to see. Still quite a bit of time left on the clock. It's got her down at the bottom of the pack as of right now, sitting in that number 8 position, just under the 15.5-minute mark here at the women's Ski SuperPipe. Devin Logan, I failed to mention this in her last run. I was kind of saving this for a little deeper in the competition. She announced earlier that X Games Aspen 2022 will be her last X Games. As we mentioned that last run, she has never medaled in pipe at X Games. She sits in a bronze medal spot for now. How awesome would that be for her to end her career taking a pipe medal here?
That would be a dream, I think, of any athlete's career, to be able to go out with a cap, you know, with the cherry on top. Devin has always been known for her style, adding the flair in there. And a left 540, so she did double up on the 540. She had a 900 in there earlier, but tried to add to the technicality in her run with that flair. So again, this one's not gonna improve, but she's got a couple more to get it done.
So we're now under the 14.5-minute mark here. So she, as you called it, she will not improve there. So it's still Kelly Silderud, Hannah Fallhaver, and Devin Logan, your 1, 2, 3 as of now. Brita Sigourney up for run number 2. We mentioned earlier, she is a 4-time X Games SuperPipe medalist. Had a little bit of a slip up there in run at number 1 that's got her down at 7th.
Boosting on that cork 9 right off the top, and there is that signature alley-oop mute grab. The cork 720 landing cleaner that time. Let's see if she can get the switch 360 in. She does. Into the left side 540, and closing out with her right side 720, putting it all together. Overall amplitude looked pretty good for Brita. She was pretty consistent throughout that run. Definitely cleaned things up from run number 1. And here's a look at that first hit, cork 900, reaching back for the tail grab, not quite getting it. So she can look to improve on that next go around. And here is that right side 720 that she finishes out. She gets super inverted on this trick and just drops the feet down at the end there to ski on out clean.
Okay, so she was down at 7, so that'll jump her up all the way to podium contention. That puts her in that number 3 spot. So that will bump Devin Logan down to 4. So now it's Kelly Silderud, Hannah Fallhaver, and Brita Sigourney are 1, 2, 3. But hold on, here comes another one of our X Games rookies, Hannah Fallhaver.
See if she can go even bigger than run number 1. Getting a little close to the deck. So the deck is that flat top part of the half pipe that you're looking at there. You do not want to make acquaintances with the deck. Nice cork 7, setting up for that switch 360. Into the cork 900, not quite finishing it out.
Just ends up a little back seat on that one.
Hannah has been on such a roll this season, and I'm sure she is just taking it all in front of the hometown crowd out here tonight.
Yeah, she was on the podium in December at the Dew Tour. She got 3rd in pipe, and then they had back-to-back World Cups in Calgary in January. She got a 2nd and a 3rd. I mean, we call her a rookie, but she has been on an absolute tear this season. She still sits in that number 2 position as we round out the run order here with just under 12 minutes to go with your current leader. We talked earlier about her chasing a couple of records out here tonight. This is Estonia's Kelly Silderud.
Kelly is well on track for breaking that record. A medal of any kind will do it, and she's currently sitting in that gold medal position. Nice right side 540 into the left side 900 tail grab. The alley-oop 540 tail grab. And then mirroring it, rotating alley-oop over her right shoulder. And there is the 720 into the switch 540 and going switch to switch, switch 540 to switch 540 in the other direction.
Yeah, and to recap that record again, tied at 9 with Shaun White and Nyjah Huston for most medals by a teenager, and a medal of any kind out here tonight. Doesn't have to be gold. If she gets on the podium, she will break that record.
Kelly is always one to bring style and get her grabs, capping the tail grab on that alley-oop 540 and closing it out with the switch.
She still sits at the top spot. We still have time on the clock. When we come back, we will have the conclusion of women's ski superpipe. Welcome back to X Games Aspen 2022. This is women's ski superpipe. It's a battle here under the lights. Welcome, everyone. Jimmy Coleman here alongside Jen Hudak. And, well, this competition, we've had some rookies in the field. We've got 3 of them, as a matter of fact, a couple of returning medalists. But how about Kelly Silderoo sitting in that top spot right now? But the performance by Hannah Fallhaver as well. I mean, the height, I mean, she is lighting it up out here tonight.
Absolutely. Both of these women taking 2 totally different approaches. Hannah Fallhaver with the massive tail grab starting it out, going more than 16 feet out of the half pipe into the flare and maintaining that amplitude the whole way through. And here's Kelly with her known difficulty. She has so much technical difficulty packed into these runs, mirroring all of her tricks, spinning to the right and to the left. And that's currently leading us out.
And these fans are fired up, and rightly so, for the action that they have witnessed thus far. It is a 30-minute jam session here in women's ski superpipe. We've seen 2 rounds of runs unfold thus far. We talked about Kelly Silderoo and Hannah Fallhaver sitting in first and second. You've got Brita Sigourney sitting in that number 3 spot as of right now. As we bring it back in, Annalisa Drew sitting in that number 7 position.
Annalisa getting that cork 900 around to the alley-oop flat spin 540, the left side 540. And that snow has been falling for a few hours now. I'm not sure if this is a factor for any of the women. Getting the 720 around there at the end, cleaning things up from her second run, but might not change her current position. There's a look at that cork 900, getting so inverted, landing clean.
Yeah, with 10 minutes left to go here again, no scores in this event. It's just a live ranking, so we will not see the numbers. We will see the names move around on the leaderboard as we roll through. We are under 10 minutes left to go. One of our 3 rookies we mentioned in the field, this is Svea Irving. She finds herself sitting in that number 6 spot as of right now. And as you mentioned, that snow continues to fall out here tonight, Jen.
Absolutely. It's going to be challenging out here tonight. So far, everyone is looking good, and Amplitude still seems to be holding up, which I am a little biased, but I love the Amplitude. Nice right side 540. Into the cork left 900, putting it down. I did not think that she was going to get that around, and closing out the run with an alley-oop 360. Now, there was some adaptability in there, some athleticism, just kind of rolling with the punches, if you would. Here's a look at that cork 900, wrapping it around, coming out of it a little back seat, but managing to hold it together, and then gets another good trick in here with this alley-oop 360. Now that alley-oop means that you are rotating toward the top of the pipe instead of rotating toward the bottom of the pipe. It's a different way of spinning and can be really challenging to land in that real sweet spot of a half pipe where you maintain your speed and amplitude.
Just under 8.5 to go. Bring in another one of our rookies with Glenny. She currently sits 2 spots out of podium contention in that number 5 position.
Getting that right cork 9 around into the air to fakie. The switch down the pipe, right side 540 to the switch 3. And the right side 720. And then another little switch 3 there.
Was that planned? I'm not sure. I have to look at that again. That looks like that was part of it right there at the end.
So with just under 8 minutes to go, it's still Kelly Silderoo in that top spot, Hannah Fallhaver and Brita Sigourney. Looking at the storylines here, Kelly Silderoo has 9 total X Games medals. She missed Aspen last year, and then you got Hannah Fallhaver, the youngest skier at this entire event, and just down the road in Basalt. And I mean, look at the rookies, you know, 17, 21, and 19 years old there with Hannah Fallhaver and Glenny and Svea Irving.
So much talent in this field, and really speaks to the future of this sport as these athletes settle into what X Games is all about. It is hard to come out here as a rookie and manage the energy and the noise and the lights.
So we bring back in Zoe Atkin as we are under 8 minutes to go.
Zoe has not had a clean run yet. So let's see if she can put it down. Nice tail grab there. Alley-oop 360, setting up for this switch 7. Really nicely done. And the alley-oop flat spin 5, losing her ski there, coming up just a little bit under-rotated. You can see the frustration in her body language right now. She knows that she is capable of more. And there is nothing you want to do than put down your best display of your abilities in front of this X Games crowd.
That leaves her down in that number 8 spot as we move along. Well, Devin Logan is up next, but she took us down the pipe earlier in our SuperPipe course preview.
When I see the X Games pipe, it's just pristine. It's the best in the world. It's always something that I look forward to every year. We have 22-foot walls. The pipe length is 570 feet long. As you progress through your run, you're just building up speed. You might start a little smaller on your first hit, but as you're going down the pipe with the steepness of the slope, you're just going to increase your amplitude and go bigger and bigger each hit. To get up on the podium, you gotta, land everything pretty perfectly. You gotta make it look easy. If it looks easy, then you're doing your job right. Getting invited to X Games is the highlight of anyone's career. I mean, this will be my 11th X Games and my final X Games, so I'm really excited to be here and put on a show.
That was quite a breakdown there. I mean, if this is going to be her last X Games, she could get a career in the PR department right there.
No kidding.
Can you believe that entire feature was shot on an iPhone, by the way?
What?
I do not lie.
That's crazy.
Well, she was in podium contention. We mentioned she has 2 slopestyle medals in her X Games career, but the pipe one has eluded her. She was in podium contention. She now finds herself just on the outside, looking in.
Changing things up and starting out with the 900 this time, so she doesn't have to follow that flare. And now she can do the easier trick, the 540, after the flare. So she's getting strategic out here. There's the right side 540. the left 720. And the switch 540. Yes, Devin, that's what I'm talking about. That was a really great run, and honestly, one of the best pipe runs that I have seen out of Devin in her entire career. This might be enough to make her unretire. Reaching back for the tail grab, not quite locking into that, but landing really cleanly high on that wall, so she's able to carry momentum into this final hit, the switch alley-oop 540. It's a really great run from Devin.
See if that is going to be enough to challenge, to jump back into the top 3, and it is not, so she will settle for 4th right now and hope the time holds on and they will get another round of runs. Brita Sigourney back in. She was down at the bottom of the pack with that last run. She bumped herself up into a bronze medal position for now.
Going huge on that first left side 900, almost 11 feet out. There is the alley-oop, almost 14 feet out. Oh, the 10! I did not see that coming. Wow. What, Brita? Switch 360 into the left 540. Come on, girl. Closing it out with the 720.
How does she hang on that? She was running out of place. There was no more real estate left.
I was just thinking about the fact that Brita is the first woman to do a 1080 in X Games, much to my chagrin, because I almost landed that one time. And she just nailed it, put it in the middle of her run. Most people save their most difficult trick for the end of their run, and she did it in the middle right here. Boom! Massive 1080, spotting her landing, putting her feet down, and then setting up for the rest of her run. And here's a look at that right side 720, almost running out of pipe, but getting it done. No hand drags, no touching. I mean, she's got to be super proud of that.
Well, as I mentioned, pre-run, she got herself out of the bottom there, up to podium contention in that 3rd place spot. So with that run, she is not going to improve the spot, so she will still stay in that number 3 position. As we walk it back in, Hannah Fallhaver currently sitting in a silver. Look at the height again. 16 feet.
She goes massive. Almost 13 feet on that flare, back-to-back flare there. She is putting on a show for this crowd. Watching this up close in person, it is so fun to watch people who go big like Hannah. There is the cork 900, stomped again.
Listen to that reaction. She's a senior in Basalt High School. She was born in Aspen Valley Hospital in 2004. Her mom is a nurse there, and the crowd here absolutely loves her.
I graduated from high school in 2004. That is just absolutely incredible.
The youth are taking over, Jen.
They really are.
Check out the height here.
16 plus feet out on that tail grab. And here is a look at that bottom cork 900. Reaching down, getting the safety grab, and holding on to this landing. She kind of flips out of it at the end there. Getting it done.
Listen to that crowd now. If she manages to take over the lead, this place is going to erupt. I'm almost nervous to hear what that could possibly sound like. So with 3 minutes and some change left to go, this is the last skier in the run order. It looks like we will get into another round of runs. This is Kelly Silderud, your current leader. And again, we keep talking about this story here. Most X Games medals as a teenager. She's tied with Shaun White and Nyjah Huston. This X Games will be her last chance to do it. She turns 20 next month. She's sitting in that number 1 position. She doesn't have to win. She just needs to make the podium, either tonight in pipe or later on in slopestyle this weekend, to break that record and be the sole holder of that title.
See if Kelly can step things up, and she does. The right side 900 instead of the 540 there. Back to back with the left side 9. She is landing in a pretty good spot on that wall. Right side 720, setting up for this switch down the pipe 540. And let's see if she can increase this here. Nope, sticking with the 540. But she did add some rotations up top there, turning a 5 into a 9 on that first hit. So might be widening the gap.
Just to throw another stat out there, she's got the most gold before turning 18 years old of any X Games athlete in history, and that total is 5. So there is still time on the clock, so we will get to another round of runs. She is chasing history out here tonight. She is poised to make it. Kelly Silderud sits in the top spot with one more round to go when we come back to Women's Ski SuperPipe.
X Games Aspen is brought to you by Pacifico Beer, brewed for those who follow their own path. Discover responsibly.
Welcome back, everyone, to Buttermilk and X Games Aspen 2022 for the conclusion of Women's Ski SuperPipe. Talked about this earlier, Jen. It's hard to believe that it's been 10 years since we lost an icon, and we paid tribute tonight before we started the competition.
Absolutely, Sarah Burke. There is no one like Sarah in this sport. Would not be what it is today without her. That is her sister Anna at the bottom there. And I gotta say, this energy, this crowd, this show tonight, there is no way you could be any closer to Sarah than being here right now.
It's just a testament to the influence that she's had on the sport, and her legacy lives on, and the fans are appreciative of the show that they are seeing out here tonight. So we're going to get one more round of runs. This is it. Last chance to try to jump up into podium contention. As we look up top the pipe there, as the snow continues to fall, it is Kelly Silderud sitting in the top spot as of right now, followed by Hannah Fallhaver and Brita Sigourney. Everyone in the field, they're going to get one more shot at it here as we welcome in for the last time Annalisa Drew sitting in the number 7 spot.
Smooth on that safety grab into the cork 900. Alley-oop flat spin 540. A handful of people doing that trick out here, and she is one of them, getting nice and inverted there. Losing some amplitude down here at the bottom and just having a little fun with the Cossack.
Yeah, just having some fun, putting on a show right there. So you see the time is winding down. When the clock runs out, we will finish out the run order so everyone gets the same amount of runs. So this will be it. This will be the last round. Svea Irving. Svea sitting in that number 6 position. Mentioned her brother Burke Irving, also a competitor in SuperPipe, but their grandfather is author John Irving, who may have wrote some works, or who wrote some works you may have heard of. World According to Garden and the Cider House Rules.
What?
Yep.
Seriously? That's cool. Oh, holding on that right side 360 there. Switch 360 Japan. The right side 540. And there is that 900 stopping. And the alley-oop. Oh, shoot.
Just getting spun out right there at the end, but good to see her spring back up from that one.
Going for the alley-oop 720 there, and that is a terrifying trick. It is so blind. You're rotating up toward the top of the pipe, so you're not actually looking at the direction in which you are traveling down the pipe, and it's a lot of momentum to stop when you put your feet back down on the ground, and we saw the consequence of that there with that ski just popping right off. But fabulous effort out of Svea tonight.
Yeah, wow. Welcome to the X Games, Svea, and what a performance you put on out here tonight. So again, it's Silderoo, Fallhaver, and Brita Sigourney. You're 1, 2, 3 as of right now. We mentioned Hannah Fallhaver, the crowd going nuts because she's an Aspen local. And I believe Victoria Arlen is with her right now. Victoria?
That's right. Okay, Mama, you're watching Hannah make her debut after growing up skiing here, coming here to X Games. What does that mean to you?
It's just unbelievable. It's just been her dream forever, and I've got photos of her when she was like 3, sitting at the bottom here, just staring up at it. It's just incredible. What an amazing night. And thank you for everything here. It's just incredible. It's just what a fantastic time.
It's an absolutely fantastic time. She is a hometown hero. And speaking of heroes, you are a nurse at Aspen Valley Hospital, and we just want to say thank you for all that you do, and thank you to all the nurses and medical professionals. You guys are the real heroes, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Guys.
Thank you, Victoria. Yeah, Belinda, the dream is about to become reality here because your daughter's sitting in that #2 spot, and looks like in her first X Games performance, she's going to walk out of here with some hardware. It's looking that way right now as she sits in that #2 spot, but we go back up top and bring in another X Games rookie for her final run, Dylan Glenny, sitting in that #5 position.
Boosting on that straight air. 12 feet out, and there is that right side cork 900 again, and the air to fakie. Super blind into, going for the switch 7 there and just clipping the tips of her skis on the deck as she's coming around. Looks like she is A-okay. I'm stoked to see her upping the ante and really pushing her limits.
I mean, coming into this, that's what you got to do. You got to roll the dice. And listen to that reaction from the fans as she makes her way to the bottom of the pipe there. So the fans are supportive of the rookies as we take another look at what went wrong here.
See her coming around right here, and she just catches that tip of her right ski on the deck as she's coming around.
I mean, the rookies are holding their own out here tonight. I mean, the pressure getting out here, doing this under the lights with the crowds and the cameras rolling, and you're on an international stage here. I mean, they've all rose to the occasion out here tonight, so hats off to all 3 of them in this women's SuperPipe event. Now, we turn things over once again to Zoe Atkin, looking to bump it up from that #8 position.
Sticking with that left 540 right out of the gate. Nice tail grab on that straight air. Alley-oop 360, setting up for the switch 7. She gets it around clean. Here is the alley-oop flat spin 540. Hold on to it. Yes. And closing it out with a straight air. At this point, she's like, I made it this far. I just got to get this thing done.
She got 7 hits on that run right there. Been averaging 6 in the pipe throughout this competition. She got an extra one in there.
Yeah, here's a look at that alley-oop flat spin 5. It's been giving her some difficulty. She finally gets it around. Maybe she had her tech crank her dins on her bindings there. Just make sure those skis stay on her feet. Well done.
So here we go. Devin Logan saw her on that course preview earlier, and we talked about it, but you heard it right out of her own mouth. She said this will be her last X Games. She has 2 slopestyle medals. She's got a 2012 slopestyle silver and a bronze from Norway, 2017 in slopestyle, but the pipe medal has eluded her throughout her X Games career. Oh, Zoe bumped up to that #4 spot, by the way. She went from the bottom all the way to knocking on the door of the podium. So that was huge right there. So Devin now finds herself in that #5 position. So either way, whether she makes it onto the podium here tonight or not, what a way to cap off your X Games career with the performance we've seen out of her here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, to even still be in the mix after this long when there is so much young upcoming talent just constantly knocking at the door is such a testament to Devin's abilities. Left 900 there, into the flare, squeaking it around. Not going to be an improvement, but she is going to soak up every last second in this half pipe, knowing that it is her farewell competition. A little tail press there.
So you can hear the reaction from the fans there. 11 prior X Games appearances. She says appearance number 12 will be her last, but what an X Games career for Devin Logan. Well, before we get to our next competitor, let's take a ride up the lift with Brita Sigourney in today's Pacifico Discover More.
Alrighty, folks, beautiful day here on the chair with Brita Sigourney, 4-time X Games medalist. It is your 12th X Games.
Yeah, we just figured that out.
Are you starting to feel like you figured it out here? How's it feeling coming back for your 12th year?
You would think it would kind of like wear off by now, but I still get the same X Games jitters and excitement coming into it, and it's just always such a fun event. I'm just happy to be here.
And knowing where the progression's at, I mean, what fuels you to keep going?
I'm feeling it. I'm old. This is kind of hard.
That was the first thing you said when you walked up. You're like, oh man, I feel like a grandma right now. And so what's left on the table for Brita Sigourney?
That elusive gold medal. It would definitely be nice to catch it. And obviously we have the Olympics coming up, so I'm just trying to like perfect my riding and get everything dialed and just feel good.
Well, before we get off, I want to just say good luck this weekend. It's really nice chatting with you.
Thanks, Jack.
And just thanks for being just such a great role model for 12 years at X Games.
Yeah.
Best of luck.
To keep it going.
Let's keep it going.
Well, you heard it, that elusive gold medal. She's got 4 total here at the X Games, 2 silver, 2 bronze. She's also got a bronze medal from the 2018 Winter Olympics in halfpipe. She currently sits in that bronze medal spot as we send her into the pipe for her last attempt.
Brita completely shocked me last run with that 1080 in the middle of her run. So if she can clean that up, it could be a contender. So far, so good. Into the 1080, squeaking it around. Here is the switch 360 Japan grab. The left side 540 and closing it out with the right side 720, cleaner than her last run. But I don't know if it's enough for her to get that gold. But if she could take home another medal,
she's assured one. At the very worst, she leaves here with a bronze because there's only 2 skiers left, and they're both ahead of her in the standings for now.
Going so big on that 9, getting totally inverted. And this alley-oop, I just love it. I'm glad that's still a part of her run. Some style points. And here is that final right side 7. Great skiing from Brita tonight.
Yeah, earlier in the comp, she was all the way down at the bottom. I believe she was in 8th place and jumped all the way up into that bronze medal position. With only 2 skiers left to go, Hannah Fallhaver sitting in the number 2 spot, and Kelly Silderay. But hold on, Brita Sigourney jumps up, and she overtakes the rookie, so she trades up the bronze spot for silver with 2 skiers left to go. So our podium is set as far as who's going to be on it, but there's still some business to take care of here as to which spot they are going to stand on said podium. Your X Games rookie, Hannah Fallhaver, was in silver. She now finds herself in bronze. She's getting a medal. What color will it be? She's about to light this place up once again, Jen.
So let's talk about what Hannah could do here to get back that second or maybe even first place position. She's got a switch 3 in her run a little later on. If she could turn that into a 7 and improve on some of the technicality in her run, she might be able to get it done. So here is that 7, setting up for the switch, sticking with the 3, but man, 10 feet out on that switch 3, and there is the 900, best run for her of the night, no doubt. What an epic contest. Her first hit was 18 feet out of the half pipe. That's 4 40 feet above the ground. That is 4 stories in the air. That is mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. Years ago, they did a biggest hit contest, and Aspen local Peter Olenek won it with a 25-foot alley-oop flat spin, and she was right in the mix there, 18 feet out. There's that 720. And at the end here, this 900, getting the safety grab, this was much cleaner than the 9s that we've seen out of her so far tonight. So she's pumped. I mean, how could you not be?
I mean, it's your first ever X Games, and you get out here and you get on the podium, not to mention the tear that she's been on. So it is not going to be a change. However, she is still going to walk out of here with some hardware. Hannah Fallhaver, the local, taking a bronze. And that means it is a glory run for Kelly Silderu. And that also means she is now the most medaled teenager at the X Games. She was tied with Shaun White at Nyjah Huston at 9. She now is the #1 with 10 medals overall.
That's crazy.
And she's still got slopestyle later on. That also
19.
ties her now with Shaun and Nyjah for most gold. She had 5, those two had 6, so she's tied a record as well as broken one out here tonight with another event still to come.
And the names of people that are kind of in the mix are like not teenagers anymore, so this record's gonna be hers for a while.
This was it. This was her last chance to do it because she turns 20 next month. So how about that? You get a victory lap and you cement your name into the history books of the X Games in yet another fashion.
Pretty awesome. Nice 720 there. Into the switch 540. Nice and clean with the right side switch 540 Japan grab.
Throwing some more stats out there. She was the first to win 2 X Games gold medals before even turning 15 years old. She was also the first in history with 3 ski medals at 1 X Games.
Congrats, Kelly.
So Hannah Fallhaver taking the bronze, Brita Sigourney with the silver, and Kelly Silderu with a history-setting gold medal. As we send it down to DC.
Well, congratulations, Kelly Silderu. We missed you last year. So what does it mean to you to come back this year in Aspen and win another gold medal?
It's just amazing. It's my second half-pipe gold. And yeah, I was really pumped last year when I got the injury during the bigger warm-up. So it's super great to be back.
Well, congratulations, and you set a record as the most medals by a teen at X Games. And well, this is going to be your last X Games in your teens. What do you got planned for us for your 20s?
I don't know yet. We'll see then.
Well, I can't wait to watch it. Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you so much.
I mean, what a night for her, and she still has one more event to go. But I mean, she ties a record with most gold with Shaun White and Nyjah Huston at 6 and surpasses them by 1 now for most medals overall by a teenager. Brita Sigourney adds her 5th SuperPipe medal overall, and it's the rookie Hannah Fallhaver coming in here and lighting up the fans and walking away with the bronze. What an epic night of competition here at Women's Ski SuperPipe.